Surfing just brought so much to the table that it like brought back, you know, like childhood happiness that, you know, like when you go to the military, you know, I don't know about you guys, but it felt like that got stripped away, you know, that like innocent happiness. And now that, you know, I learned to go surf, you know, like I experienced that again.
I mean, you've got thousands of soldiers that are getting out of the military that have felt very similar than I have felt getting out of the military and everything that they lost and what they did. You know, Warrior Surf is the bridge to that gap to get them connected to themselves, to where they could show up to their community and be a better person. You know, they could serve their neighborhood, they could serve in their city, whatever it is. Warrior Surf gave me the ability to have not just the ability, but also the confidence to show up like that and want to be able to do that again, to use that selfless act and the servant heart that I had joining the military directly in my community versus being in the Army or in the Marines, whatever you're doing.
Having the strength to get out there was hard to find, but people like Bill, people like Josh, made me feel like I was home again. And it helped me remember that I was strong. They've changed my life.
It's this perfect blend of community and physicality and thoughtfulness that I haven't found that anywhere else. Consider myself a recruiter now for Warrior Surf.
Being able to come together with everybody who's kind of had similar experiences is one of the things that I enjoy the most, is because we all kind of recognize each other's wounds and can help soothe them and for each other. But now with the Warrior Surf program, it's in a much more like positive environment.
Really powerful, I think. I think one of the biggest things I've missed being out of the Army was that community. I completely didn't have that until we came here. And within a couple hours, I felt that.
There's something about being with other vets who have gone through things that are probably harder than what I experienced, but being able to know that we've all had some kind of shared experience that was taxing, and to be able to reflect back on that and use each other's healing, you know, because everyone's kind of in their own stage of healing, to gain new perspectives has been so valuable.
I don't know, it means friendships, bonds, you know, community, joy, safe, you know, happiness from being out on the water, happiness seeing someone, you know, catch a wave, and, you know, the entire Warrior Surf, you know, out there is like, woo, you know. I don't think you can replicate it that well. It's unique, but, you know, it helps.
Absolutely. I mean, I learned how to surf at 40 years old. Popped up on a board. I feel pretty badass.
Being in the ocean is very calming for me. It's almost grounding. If I catch one wave for the day, that's like a perfect day. But just being out there and just seeing the dolphin go by, or maybe the sun come up, or hanging out with your buddies for, you know, a couple hours, it's a lot. It's very, for me, it's very peaceful. My confidence is definitely up. I honestly didn't think I was physically capable of battling the waves and all that, and just going out there and getting past the break. It's an amazing feeling. You know, it's just like it's a small conquer for yourself.
I really like surfing for the fact that it's adventurous. You know, you can get, you know, some endorphins from riding some waves, a good, you know, just full body exercise, and you know, just if you want to stop and hang out and, you know, talk to some people on the water and see how their day is going and whatnot.
That first time I even tried to pop up, it didn't matter that I didn't. Like the first time I got pushed into a wave, it takes up all of your mind space, right? The being on the water, being on the board, it takes up everything in your mind. It was like one of the first times that I ever had an experience in which I wasn't somehow thinking about something else.
It definitely calms me down and just fills me up with gratitude just for being on Earth and just being out in nature and just looking at the beach from outside of the sets. Even if I'm having a bad day, I'm just happy to be out there.
Today would have been a good day to swim out there. What are we doing? What are we doing right now?
Captured these.
Trying to get you surfing. What are you doing? I'm sitting here talking. You want to go get some waves.
Coming back now to Warrior Surf, you know, it's been a long journey since 2016 to now, in my experience of transitioning and finding, you know, where I belong and what is now Charleston with my family. Warrior Surf kind of incorporating that therapy component was really important in that there was just a lot to process that hadn't really been processed. And so Jessica has been awesome in being my therapist in this Warrior Surf sessions, and it's kind of allowed me to, just to process a lot of the tough stuff that's happened in me and my wife's kind of journey.
It's something that I've battled with for a long time, which is I don't need to be afraid to ask for help. Whether it's on the board, whether it's on the yoga mat, whether it's something that you're having trouble working through in the wellness sessions, there's always someone there who is willing to help. And sometimes you don't realize you need help when someone gives it to you, and then you realize afterwards, you're like, oh man, I should have just asked.
You get to choose. No military member, no boss, you know, is gonna decide what you do or where you go. Like, you get to pick how you heal, and everyone's there, will be there to support you.
I kind of had a big disconnect between like my brain and my body and my soul, truthfully. And yoga, I think, really has been the one activity I've been able to do that feels like I can integrate all three of those things and feel like a fully whole being again. But it gets me to that place where, you know, I feel totally integrated.
I learned the most out of the yoga. I didn't really think I needed yoga or wanted yoga. I didn't really want that part of the program. I was like, whatever, I'll do it. But through doing it, really learned a lot. And now I do it almost daily, or at least weekly. I do at least some kind of yoga practice, which is really beneficial to my whole life.
Freeing.
Peace.
Fantastic.
It'd be balance.
The practice of letting go of expectations, letting go of the things that hold you back.
Awesome.
Share the stoke.
My name's Alyssa. I joined Warrior Surf in August of 2024. I was in the Navy. I was a nuke.
My name is Michael Barnes. I started with Warrior Surf this year. Spent 4 years in the Army. I was in the Army, stationed in Italy and Fort Polk, Louisiana.
I'm Julia Means. I started the program back in March of 2024. And I was in the Army, I was a military police officer. I served from 2012 until June of 2023. Had twins, and then I did the Warrior Surf program, so.
I'm Laura Kate. I have been with Warrior Surf. I went through the program in 2023, almost 2 years. And I served in the Army for 13 years.
Dusty Rhodes. I started with Warrior Surf June of last year, 2024. And in the military, I was Army, still am. Active duty for 6 years as an engineer officer. And then I'm currently an engineer officer in the Army Reserves.
Yeah, my name is Brian Zambiazzi. I served in the Marine Corps for 6.5 years. I was stationed mostly out of Chicago, Illinois, and a lot of overseas deployments.
My name's Garrett Lebecki. I was in the Navy for 8 years, and I joined the Warrior Surf program in April of 2024.
I'm Thomas Jones. I'm a Navy vet. I was in the Navy for 11 years, and I got involved with the Warrior Surf program August of 2024.
Warrior Surf Foundation exists for people that may not know what's next. I was that person. I knew that there was something more, and I knew that I needed some people that were like-minded to help push me there, and that's what Warrior Surf gave me. If surf is not your thing, it's just a small piece of it. You gain way more than just surf skill. You gain friendship, you gain camaraderie, you gain awareness. When you piece all those aspects together, it's just beautiful and amazing to see how an individual that was lost or confused or not sure what to do show up and serve a community that has been there for him for a while.
The ocean did not want us sitting on the board for that long. She was like, get going.
Hot mic. Well, this is the best I will have looked all trip because I just got my body rubbed down in coconut oil.
Oh, yeah, dude.
So hydrated. Ready for the camera.
So yeah, that's it.